Jones. I'm a volunteer for the Alzheimer's Association, as well as an advocate for the Alzheimer's Impact Movement. And today we're going to interview Jennifer Hoadley. She's the regional manager for the Alzheimer's Association for Southeastern Massachusetts. And I'm particularly interested in her project for the longest day. So and I also would like Jennifer to kind of give me an overview of the longest day program, and we'll take it from there. So, Jen?
Thanks so much for having me on.
Sure.
So yeah, I have been with the Alzheimer's Association. I think it's going on 9 years now. And before that, I worked in memory care for assisted living facilities. And what got me into this in the first place is that my family has been impacted by dementia. And, this is a cause that's near and dear to my heart. So I'm really happy to be able to be a staff member and also give back in our development events. So the longest day is what we're focusing on today. And the longest day is really whatever people want it to be, which is what I really like about this event. It takes place on or around June 21st, which is the longest day of sunlight in the year, the summer solstice. So we sort of, anybody can pick an activity that is meaningful to them for whatever reason. It might be in honor of somebody that they have lost to a form of dementia. It may be just an activity that they enjoy doing because they want to help give back to research and our programs and services. So people can choose really any type of activity that they want to do for the longest day. And I've heard some really incredible, awesome things that people pick. There's kids that do lemonade stands. There's knitting circles that everybody takes a turn, for an hour throughout that day. So the idea is that, from sun up to sundown, people will often have a team of people that will do some activity that will continue throughout that period from sun up to sundown, but it doesn't have to be. We're not super strict with it. It's just really supposed to be an uplifting time to do something enjoyable, to give back at the same time. So this year I chose an activity that I enjoy doing, and that's running. And really the idea is just to if I have people on my team that don't necessarily run, the idea, I kind of said, whatever you want to do for however long you can do it during the time period between sunup and sundown. The idea is just moving forward. And I like the idea of that because we are moving forward with research and trying to help families move forward in their planning for, any sort of things that might come about when somebody is diagnosed with some type of dementia. We can't linger too much in the past. We have to look at what are the things that are going to come down the line. How do we prepare for this? So that's a lot of what our programs and services are about, is educating people and helping them to learn about the different resources that are out there. So for my moving forward, I'm going to be running. I'm going to start at sunup and run until sundown. And by running, there will be times where I'm walking. It's really going to depend on the heat of the day. But, the idea is that I will be moving forward throughout the daytime. And I have a lot of people that have supported me financially with this. And I'm so appreciative of that. And I think that's just awesome because it also helps to raise awareness. So some people will take part in this event and maybe they feel like, oh, I didn't do so great because I didn't raise a lot of money. And it's not just about raising funds. That helps in terms of, donating to research and keeping our programs and services running for no cost for families. But it's also about other people seeing you out there, doing whatever that activity is, wearing your purple shirt and, telling them what it's all about. I think people get curious and they say, wow, I didn't even know that this existed. So maybe next year they get involved, and it's that ripple effect. So definitely raising awareness is just as important as raising funds.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you have a route, or in order to do a whole day, is there a route you're going to try follow?
No, I'm going to wing it. I'm just going to wing it. I think it's really going to depend on what the day looks like in terms of, if it's really, really hot, I'll probably try to stay under the cover of trees in the woods for a good amount of that time. May run down by the beach and jump in the water for a bit. So we'll see. I don't have any real plan. I'm just going to try to use my car as sort of a makeshift aid station. I might run by my house a little bit, maybe stop by some friends' houses and beg for water. Yeah, so I don't really have any particular route planned, just keep moving forward.
Well, for our viewing audience, Jenn has done some fairly significant running. I mean, a lot of miles and a lot of time. So it's not like she's new to this. So.
I do like the ultra distances. So I think this will be fun.
Okay, all right, obviously people can donate. At the end of this, I'll put your URL link to your page.
My team's name is the Run Raisers, and
Run Raisers.
The Run Raisers. And like I said, you don't have to run to be on the team. You could walk, you could ride your bike, you could skip, you could do whatever. Whatever, as long as you're moving forward. And I am open to anybody joining my team and taking part in this. So if you're looking for a team to join, please join the Run Raisers. We'd be happy to have you.
And you can, like you said at the beginning, you don't necessarily have to hit the day. I mean, you can before or after.
I'm actually going to be doing this on that Saturday after. So it'll be on June 25th, and I'll start at 5:09 a.m. and I'll end at 8:25 p.m.
Oh, gee, I'm already tired. Wow.
I'm looking forward to a nice cold root beer afterward, and maybe, I don't know what yet. I'll be thinking probably the entire time about what I want to eat afterwards, but it's always ravenous after.
I can imagine. Geez, when I did the ride to end Alzheimer's, everyone kept telling me, make sure you drink water. Make sure you drink water. Stay hydrated. So yeah, cool. So so how many hours will that be? I mean, in total.
I'm not entirely sure. I didn't do the math yet, but it's a long time. And, whenever I do these long races, I've run up to a 100-mile race in my running career. Whenever I do these races, there are periods where it gets really, really hard, and all you want to do is go home and go to bed, and you want to quit. And I do tap into the caregivers that I've met along the way. I tap into the different people with dementia that I've met. And I think to myself, like, this isn't that hard. This is not, what I'm doing is not hard compared to the everyday stuff that they're dealing with. I try to pull strength from that, because I know that they work hard. It's, it's a labor of love when they're a caregiver, and somebody who has dementia, they every day are working really hard to try their best to maintain their cognition, and everybody's doing the best they can. So I do try to pull from that strength. And I had a person that I grew close to when I worked in memory care. She had dementia, and it was amazing. Her short-term memory was impacted, but her long-term memory, there was a poem that she would recite. And I think about this poem when things get hard, and the poem title is Invictus. And it was moving every time she would say that. And it really, I think, states a lot about kind of looking at somebody who's living with the disease or a caregiver, or even just these, hard running challenges I take on.
Wow. Wow. It is. I've obviously met a lot of people with the disease, and it's amazing some of the things that just boom, like there and then, but within the last 5 minutes, I don't know, they're all different. And I'm also, when you talk about caregivers, I guess you probably know better than I, but I think that they currently think on average for every one person with dementia, there are 3 caregivers that are impacted. Yes.
Yeah, and that's typically unpaid, family, friends, and on top of that, then they may also have to bring in services that they're paying for, but it's a really hard job. And I think that this longest day activity pays homage to how long the day can be for somebody who's a caregiver, because it doesn't really stop. It just is constant worry and making sure you're doing the right thing, making the right choices, and, trying to be the best support you can for the person that is impacted and living with dementia.
Yeah. And also at the end of this, the Alzheimer's Association does have an 800 number. So if this is all new to you, just call that number, and it's 24/7. You can get the help that you need. One of the things I've been advocating for a while, but one of the things that really struck me is being able to tell people you're not alone, because sometimes you feel very isolated. What do I do? All right. You're not alone in this. So, I really appreciate you doing the project. I mean, it's just great. Any parting words while I wrap up here?
I don't know. Just looking forward to getting out there, and again, I think it pays tribute to those that are impacted by the disease, and I will be doing this in honor of all of those caregivers and people that I've met along the way living with dementia, as well as both my grandfathers who had dementia.
Yeah. So you think you'll do this every year, the same kind of deal, or a different thing?
I just might.
Well, and my personal goal is to actually complete a ride to end Alzheimer's. That's my goal for next year.
That's a good goal.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, Jen.
Thank you so much.
Are you going to have anyone do any kind of video or whatever of you chugging along? I mean,
I'm sure I could get somebody to.
If you run across that, certainly send it to me, and I'll try to.
I will.
Tag it on at the end. She actually did it.
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks, Jen.